Starting off with Lindsay Jones.
Are we on? I believe we are. Hi everybody, hello.
Hello.
This is fun. I love how cozy this is. It is.
These chairs are very comfortable.
They are. Well, not for Aaron.
Aaron and I will not be able to sit in there properly. Prepare for us to be very uncomfortable. I got this. That's all right.
I don't hate this.
So first of all, welcome and thank you for coming to visit us in Manchester.
Thank you.
And the first question we've already debated backstage, but so you know, I was going to ask you how you got into voice acting, but I know how well.
Are you actually going to do?
No, I was not. I was not. So for each of you then, what is your favourite colour? Let's just start off with that.
Well, as the leader of Team RWBY, I must say red, of course.
Is it really?
In all honesty, my favorite lighting for films is technically called bi lighting.
Ooh,
so you can look it up. It's my favorite color scheme mixed with the color black. So I think black is my favorite color, honestly.
Can't relate.
Well, as far as like colors to wear, black, obviously, that's my
That's right.
But I still am like, little kid, I still will always love pink. So, I love pink.
I'm gonna be that guy. I like mint and chartreuse.
The F is that?
Chartreuse?
Like charcuterie board?
Chartreuse is like that. I mean, you see me wear this color all the time. It's sort of like a greenish, yellow, mustard kind of blend. I'll show you.
Like lemon lime?
No.
Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll learn.
I also enjoy black.
But I like the mint.
Mint, yes.
I think ever since I started playing Yang, I've started to like the color yellow a lot more. But I think it's because I'm constantly surrounded by it. But my favorite color has always been turquoise.
Turquoise.
Turquoise?
The smartest color.
Turquoise. I'm Canadian, I say.
I was going to say turquoise. Well, how do you say
We're all
it?
having fun with that.
How do you say it? Turquoise.
Turquoise.
Turquoise, yeah.
See? You're wrong.
We must adapt.
She's not wrong. She's not different.
When in England, say turquoise.
Turquoise.
Right, I like blue.
Turquoise sounds very French. Very French.
No, it did. It just sounded very proper.
Barbara was just talking about her favorite Lord of the Rings character, Turquoise, the Wise.
She's Turkish.
There you go.
Why?
Actually, it's the character coming in the next volume of RWBY. It's going to be turquoise.
There we go, thank you.
No, it's gonna be turquoise.
Yeah, it was the joke that Lindsay just made. Beautiful.
I like it though. No, please lay it up again.
I love this panel already.
But I think it's also fair to say that we're all geeks here. So
Yeah.
what would you say then is your geekiest guilty pleasure?
Geekiest?
Do you all want to go first? Because I'm about to share.
You're about to
You're going to beat everyone on this one.
All I can say is I think you're regretting saying the comment about how did you all get into voice acting at this point, aren't you?
Oh, I love it.
No, this is good because it makes my brain have to work. But it's not gonna. I'm out, man.
Geekiest thing?
Geekiest pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Here's the thing. I don't think like geeky things are guilty pleasures anymore. I think it's just like having interests.
Pleasure.
I think like the way people used to think about like nerds and geeks has definitely evolved over time, and now it's just like just having interests in things. I will say I am weirdly obsessed with The Sims.
No shame.
I definitely spend a lot of time downloading items and clothing and stuff like that for my game.
I always tried to do that and I could never figure it out.
I almost spend more time downloading things for the game than I do playing the game. So, yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, I've modded the hell out of The Sims too, so
Yeah.
we can exchange notes. I appreciate you also saying like there's no guilty pleasure behind being nerdy, and I can roll with that. And I was actually talking about how awesome it is that like the nerd culture is mainstream now, thinking about when I was in high school, like if you watched anime or played video games, like you're a loser, and you would be in the back of the cafeteria playing your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and that's where you would find me. That's right.
I was gonna say, are you from experience?
Yep.
That was very specific.
Yeah. Repressed memories are coming back. Oh no. But I have kids now, but I'm also geared toward just the joy for animation in general. So with those two combined, I recently, and by recently I mean last month, watched every single episode of Monster High and every single movie of Monster High that has ever been made. Quality art, just phenomenal stuff. If you'd like to talk more at the panel or at the booth later, please, I'll happily discuss. But I think that's like the closest I've come to guilty pleasure. Most adults, you can't open up with that. You can't leave with that.
I think I know someone who's in that.
They just announced a new cast, actually, yeah.
Tony Revolori.
Yeah, shut up.
Well, I recently just kind of stopped playing this, but I would say, it's a guilty pleasure that I point fingers at this one because it's her fault. She got me addicted and introduced me. Mind you, like 2 years after the game came out. And Lindsay was like playing at a convention and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, it's a fun game. You'd actually really like it, but you'd probably get addicted. And I'm like, oh, I want to try now. So yeah, I was like the late adopter still. Like it wasn't cool anymore. No one was playing Pokemon Go like 2 years ago, and I was super into it. Like, oh my gosh,
I think we were at a convention recently and you were playing it. I was like, you're still playing Pokemon Go?
I had to get the new pink Eevee, Sylveon.
Is it the pink Eevee?
You know what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. I try, you know?
It works.
It's an evolution of Eevee.
It is.
Okay, let me clarify. The pink evolution.
My geeky guilty pleasure, I really like Excel spreadsheets.
Actually, I know exactly what you mean. It's very satisfying.
I'm a fan of admin work. It just makes me feel, because like being an actor, everything is just so chaotic and creative and just this fluid thing. So to have like some source of stability in an Excel spreadsheet is just beautiful.
Until you hit enter and delete that formula, and then you just go nuts. Right.
I'm just a big fan of organization. It makes me feel real nice.
I think you're officially an adult now.
When
the youngest one here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the little baby. When you start getting excited about getting a blender that can make soup as well.
Dude, I got a new fridge recently and it was the most exciting day of my year.
I got a frother recently. That was a bit of fun.
And I just also like to point out that Pokemon Go, no shame in that, it is huge still. So if anyone wants to trade later, we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna get started.
You have to see if there's anything like specific.
Oh, the regional.
Oh, there are really.
That's right! I forgot it's a different country. They have different things. Oh my god, I got
Mr. Mime was the hotness for a while over here.
It is still Mr. Mime, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have Mr. Mime. I like to have 7 of those.
Do you have a shiny Mr. Mime?
Yes.
Ooh.
Wow. Sorry, please. I'm
I've
not
got some
gonna
rare
threaten to kill you.
birds.
I was like going down, like, oh my gosh, I gotta play.
I'm sorry, Stuart. Will you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think because what you're showing us now is exactly what the people here love about RWBY, is that the camaraderie that they can tell is in the show, and that is as a fan's perspective. And I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but it's one of the reasons we love the show, because you guys have this real good chemistry that we can sense almost when we're watching it, and we can see it here in person. So, am I speaking out of turn there?
No?
Thank you guys, it's so sweet.
I was hoping one person would be like, yeah.
It's Manchester, I can't expect it, let's be honest. I mean,
Singular tut-tut contrarian. Tut-tut. Yes.
so
Do you
what?
guys tut?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Do you say the word tut? Or is it more like a t?
No, we do tut-tut, I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
aggressive.
love hearing everyone do it sporadically.
I don't understand whatever.
It's like,
Well, tisk. I'll be honest, as a cat owner, I heard that and I was like, are there cats in here? Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I was like,
everyone does it, but I don't do that. I do
yeah, I don't.
because I see the on everything. Like all the memes are like, That's not me. I'm not.
You're innovative.
You're innovative.
I'm special.
Is this what you guys thought would happen at the RWBY panel?
Sorry.
Surprise.
Someone walks in and is going,
I feel more sorry for the sound guy who's up there going, what's going on? Why am I talking like this?
Hey, let's build the cats in here.
what's up with these microphones covered in smear?
I'll try and bring it back full circle. That is how you do not address a cat faunus in the RWBYverse. Do not them. That's not cool.
Oh no.
Not cool.
Don't do me now. You're gonna make.
I just wanted to see what would happen.
You're gonna make me curse on the RWBY panel. It's about to get real serious.
So I think the best way to go now is just to let you guys ask questions. So if you have a question, feel free to put your hand up and we will come around to you. And I saw one guy's hand go up first so
Right
fast.
immediately, right in the middle there.
Yeah, he had friction. He's probably got friction burn from his t-shirt now. He was so quick.
You got so.
No, I'm going to come to you, that's fine. Right, this is where I have to try and be fit after 2 years of not running upstairs. Right, so I'm going to pass it on down to you.
Thank you very much. So my first question was just going to be, what do you find still incredibly overwhelming when you go to Japan to see like the fandom there?
I've never been to.
We'll let you know when we go there.
We're all pretty sour.
We really want to go to Japan really, really bad.
For sure.
But seeing all the photos and everything of it is, because we don't believe it, we're like, what? This is really, it's amazing, the things we've seen.
The general idea of it is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing things, so it doesn't get overwhelming unless I allow myself to think about it. But the reality of it is pretty outrageous, and I feel very #blessed. I hate saying blessed, but it's true. Because it's incredible that knowing that you've reached so many people with this thing that you've put so much heart and soul into, in so many years. So it's lovely.
I'm the opposite. I don't compartmentalize, I just get immediately overwhelmed. I actually tweeted about this the other day, but I was watching a video of the RWBY Japanese voice actresses, and they're so adorable. And they're also like in so many amazing animes over there in Japan, and I was imagining what it would be like to be in Japan and to meet them, and like for all four of us to be there and meet all four of them. And I just started crying because I was like, I'd be so excited, and they would be excited to meet us, and it would be such a cool thing.
I feel like if whenever we're together and we meet people who are very big fans of RWBY, we can't help but get excited with them. And I feel like it's just the Japanese voice cast and us going,
I wanted to be that Spider-Man meme.
Yes!
It's also so cute. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like any videos or photos of them together. They dress like in the colors of their
They always dress
Oh
in
my
their
God.
colors.
It's so cute.
the most that we're conscious of is we sit in RWBY order
Yes.
every time.
Well, I mean, I'm always wearing black.
That's
I'm
true.
not wearing black and white choo-choos.
My wardrobe is half black, so that counts.
It's true.
That'd be great.
RWBY's an emo kid. Yeah, a little bit. A little emo there. But kind of branching off what Barbara said, absolutely. I feel the same way, especially recently with the Ice Queendom announcement. Even before Ice Queendom, when we heard that RWBY was going to be dubbed in Japanese, and the cast list was announced, I mean, these are people I've been listening to since middle school, and being like, oh my gosh, they're so awesome. We have a huge repertoire, along with dub actors too, but I digress. Now I get this extra level of watching the dub and the original sub, or the original recording for Ice Queendom specifically, and thinking how awesome it is that we have this like emotional connection to these other actors. I'm like, I've never met this person. I might not get to. I do dearly hope that we get to. But they played RWBY, and it's going to be different from their perspective, and I do feel like there are some differences in performances, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I have this intimacy with this person that is across the globe that I've never seen before, and I'm like, that is unspeakably amazing and so like poignant. I can't do it justice simply sitting here on the stage and speaking into a microphone about it, but like it's awesome.
I don't even know if we answered your question.
Yeah. I hope so.
Thank you.
Can I start with a question here in the middle?
Yeah, the question I've got is, what's your favourite RWBY meme?
Okay, I was talking to, who was I talking to? It was either Aaron or Kara earlier. Maybe it was Aaron. But my profile picture right now, this is going to take a second, is RWBY from Volume 9 going like this, and it's Little, the mouse, who was just announced, going out of her hand, and it says, "Whoa, plague be upon ye." And if you know the meme, amazing, so well done, great crossover. If you don't know the meme, go look it up. But yeah, the RWBY fan base is awesome for doing memes. Y'all are great.
I don't use a specific one, but I just love it's like, I don't know what it says, but it's the one where Weiss is getting like sucked up the little tube, when she screams. I don't know if that's really a meme or not, but that's like
It is.
I like the Among Us meme version of that, where Nora's like push the button, and then like,
Oh yeah,
I like the memes that come out of the hiatuses, especially when like what Supergirl fans, Supercourt fans have become involved, because then you get things like bald RWBY. Which is, what? How? Yeah, bald things. Bald people. Like the Supergirl fandom just leaked into RWBY, and so it created bald. But Bloconut, that's a good one.
I think my favorite one is, it's from a scene from Volume 1 when Yang and Blake first meet, and she's like, I like your bow, goes great with your pajamas. But the community took it and made it Pyjamjams instead. And someone did a photo of Yang's face, and it just says, Pyjamjams, and her face is doing like, when you win in solitaire? It's like stacked. And it's just like going like snaking towards Blake. It makes me laugh.
I was just telling Barb about this yesterday. It's just, you get, I don't know if I can say, I'm gonna say it anyway. You get like a little blue ball when like you watch the show and she just says pajamas and not Pyjamjams. You're just like expecting this. It's like losing a sneeze because it never happened.
I've got a question here. So, thanks for coming over again. I think
Thanks for having us.
appreciates it. And the rest of the season, Radham's crew, send their love all the way from the start.
Thank you.
So the question I had was, when you went to record Ice Queendom, what was it like, both from a perspective of revisiting characters at a different stage of their arc, and also with very different dialogue to what you used to?
It's so funny because with RWBY, we do the voiceover before we do the animation, and so the animators have our voices to animate to. Whereas dubbing, obviously, you're just putting your voiceover in already existing animation, so it's a lot more challenging to have to match the lip movements, but also give a performance and also be reading the line. It's like you have to look at 3 places at once. It's very challenging. But I was thinking the other day about how weird it is to have what I voiced 9 years ago, that's someone else's voice, that I'm now revoicing again years later. It was just very surreal, but it was really cool, and the animation is just gorgeous. And so it's really cool to also get to hear someone else emulating your voice. Like the Japanese voice actresses try to do with our characters. They try to kind of sound like we performed at first, and so just like having them emulate your voice to then you emulating their voice, it's just like this weird.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like being able to revisit what I feel are like iconic lines. The whole like, yes, almost as good as this book. And so you still have the way you said it in the original season 1, and you want to try to do that again, but sometimes it's written a little bit differently. It is interesting to say the Japanese translations, like the direct translations, because some of them feel like really cheesy. But I mean, you make it work, because that's what it is. It's what they say. But it is really kind of cool to go back, but then you have to remember where you started, because I mean all of our characters have been on such journeys of like personal growth, and then to go back to season 1, like when Blake was super like in her little shell and stuff, and Yang was still like, hey, So it's been a bit of fun to.
All our limbs.
Yeah, and she had.
We should have read that. We hope that everybody is caught up with all of the seasons. Not, now is your chance to leave, and we will not judge you because we will talk about everything that's already been out. So if you don't want to hear it, sorry. Okay, cool. No one left.
No, I company, yeah.
There's no way one person would be like, well,
You'd be surprised. We've had before, but then
yeah.
See you later.
yeah.
Stuart runs out holding his
So
hands.
was it you Aaron that did that last time? You're like, yeah, hopefully everyone's seen it. So yeah, Pyrrha dies. And
I was about to do that just now.
there was zero like wait time in case anyone wanted to leave. It was
Yeah,
like,
I know.
One person at the back just like,
No, I think well, like both of y'all had said, I echo both of those like sentiments, but also it was to me. I kind of feel like it's I make it's kind of like a game, which is kind of like a silly like way to look at it sometimes. But like Barbara said, it's so challenging to try to do something different than you're used to doing, but trying to make your voice match with not only the lip thing, the class, but then also make sure the emotion is there and you're actually acting, not just reading a line to make it match. But at the same time, I think of it as like a game, like challenge, like okay, I'm gonna get this one. No, I can do it better. No. So it's fun that way. I took it like a game, but obviously it's more serious than a game. But you have to have fun with this.
I feel it. I mean, that's the joy of acting, anyways. Yeah, a little bit of everyone's answer, but also, yeah, we're now getting the opportunity and the privilege, honestly, of getting to dub over scenes that we originally just did our audio for, and then that was animated on top of it. So for my approach, it's like, yeah, you're going back to volume 1, and the energy that surrounded those volumes, obviously a lot of really sad stuff hadn't happened yet. Well, we don't need to talk about it. But I do like also just like taking the Japanese actresses' inspiration and how they deliver a lot of this stuff too, and kind of molding that into this performance, because it is a little bit different. We're doing Ice Queendom, and while we're revisiting some of the scenes, this is a new like IP technically. What I also like is in original RWBY, I had the awesome opportunity to like improv a lot of stuff and ad-lib, because I guess RWBY by nature is a little bit fun and playful, so it's kind of cool to get to do that now, but with a dub. For example, you were just talking about a lot of translations. Sometimes, like you get to play around with it a little bit and go, the mouth flaps don't kind of work like this. Let's say it like this. So with RWBY, I've gotten to do that, but also in character. And I don't think it's a spoiler. I think it's just kind of fun to mention. Like at one point, RWBY is addressing someone in Japanese. She says, "Wow, amazing!" And I don't know the word in Japanese. So I apologize, but that is the direct translation. And when I said it, the mouth didn't match at all. Like she just wouldn't work. So it's like, okay, she's really socially awkward. Can she just go like, "Oh, hi," and they're like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." So, I mean, to respect the original piece, we had to email them like, "Hey, so this is very much like in character for American RWBY, but we're gonna have her do like incoherent noise. Is that okay?" So yeah.
I never really considered that. That's so fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I was gonna say, just real quick, for those of you who probably don't know or haven't seen yet, since we're talking about scenes that we originally did, the first 3 episodes of Ice Queendom are basically the first 3 seasons of RWBY kind of condensed, first 3 volumes condensed, because they want to allow people to see the story, that know what's going on in the RWBY world, and then after the 3rd episode is where fun starts. I'm not allowed to say that. I've asked.
Maybe the first
I
season.
mean, I think the
kinda
4th
condensed
episode
that.
might be
Yeah.
out now.
Is it? I think it might. That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
it might
The
be
fourth
out
sub
Monday.
episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, so just so y'all know, it's not like when you watch the first or second 3 episodes, it's not like a recreation totally of the original RWBY, but we do want to get story across in the first 3. So yeah,
Every episode is longer than 5 minutes.
it is.
It was rough starting off.
There's an episode in season 1, I think it's like 4.5
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. I think it was episode 1.
That was the days.
May I have a question here in the middle?
Hi.
Hello.
Most of the time I've seen you work, it's mostly been protagonist characters, so it just came to mind, which one of you do you think has the best evil laugh?
Let's find out.
Me?
I've heard your evil laugh though.
Yeah, it's not bad. I can evil laugh.
I I don't know, but Lindsay's like,
Yeah.
Lindsay's like holding it in like you guys haven't even.
I don't.
Should we have a laugh off?
Let's do
I
it.
love
Go.
right now. Come on, I'll tell an anecdote. I'll say like, in my attempts to there's a whole scene where like Jean takes off his armor and he's wearing the bunny hoodie and Ruby laughs at him. He's like, "What are you wearing? Ha 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 ha." So I did that, and Miles was directing me, and they're like, "Okay, you're gonna laugh like hysterically at Jean," and I did it, and Miles goes, "That was the most evil laugh." It's like, I'm sorry. Can we do another take?
I've played a villain in an anime before, but I don't think she laughed. She made some weird sounds, don't get me wrong, but laughing was not one of them.
I know what she's on about.
Did you laugh as Cosmo also? Like, not really evil, but
So, yeah, I play a villain in a fairy tale, Cosmos, if you guys have seen her.
She's a villain, she's so cute!
she's evil.
But she's like very, kind of like sweet evil. So like she giggles and stuff like
Probably
that.
has that evil.
Spooky. But it's never like, it's not like a, it's not like that, it's like
This is fun.
Ooh, that is like scary. Okay, I changed my answer.
mine's like creepy baby doll.
That's what I mean. That's like the real creepiness.
That's like Rob Zombie's wife. Have y'all ever, that's a very obscure reference, Aaron. Never mind.
I understood.
Yeah, well, I mean, so Rob Zombie does horror films, and his wife is in a lot of them, and she's got just the creepiest baby laugh.
Yup.
Anyway, moving on.
What's the best laugh? I don't know. We're up.
I feel like I vote Barbara. I like
I think so. Go, yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Do not ever. Oh my gosh. You get right to me. I don't like that.
Baby cry, right?
Hey Barbara,
It's
you're nice,
unfortunate.
Barbara. Oh. That's like that weird like dolls that come to life kind of thing. Like, scares me so much.
All of a
You
sudden my
can tell
head
I'm
turns
like
all the way around.
turning myself in the fetal position, getting all protecting myself.
We'll move on to the next question. What sound man did indefinite?
Can you tell we're jet lagged?
Hit a wall.
Hello there. Oh, yep. Well, thank you for coming over here, first of all. And I was wondering, what moment shocked you when you first saw it the most? Doesn't have to be your character necessarily, but what shocked you the most?
I'd say not Sam.
I was gonna say Roman Torchwick stuff. I didn't know that was gonna happen. So I was just like watching the episode, and like I knew about the other things that happened that volume, but just like all of a sudden him just being like gulped up by it. Wow, that just happened. It's on.
I've got two. One of them was when Blake slapped Sun, because that's out of character, which is kind of the point of it. So that shocked me. But also when Weiss gets stabbed, well, I texted Barbara and I was like, does Kara die? She does not.
Kara is alive. I love that you texted to us, Kara. Well, that was that one, but it was when I was reading the script for it. You get, the scripts for whatever you're going to be recording that particular session. Sometimes it's not, the whole season or blah, blah, or all the episodes, etc. But I was reading through it and got to that scene in that part, and I was like, literally, what? What? No. And I felt underneath my hand, like, at least, 10 more pages. So in my brain, I'm like, well, I wouldn't have 10 more pages if this is really the end. So she has to, come back for something somehow, right?
I also feel like they would warn you.
Yeah, be like, you don't have a job anymore.
Yeah, the way your character dies.
That would be the worst way to find out, right? Just by reading the script by yourself.
Such a passive aggressive way to kill someone off. Just don't tell them. Give them the script.
Oh. That's like that Deathline skill?
Wait, is this real?
Oh.
Did she come back? No. But I did love the part in that scene when Lindsay, that I did see that I wasn't expecting, to kind of shock me. Not Lindsay, Ruby. It was in the script, but seeing it was different. When John is saving Weiss's life, and Ruby's like, "What are you doing? Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." And he takes his hands off of her, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I love talking to Carrie about that later too, because I had the same question, and I understood what the intent was. I just didn't translate, but it was literally Ruby in a Ruby moment going, "Oh snap! Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that."
That's a very Ruby thing.
She's already taken his hands off of Weiss. And goes, whatever you're doing, don't stop.
Much like a child, yes. Okay. Biggest shocks, the torch one was up there. Most recently, not to bring the mood down a little bit, but like, Penny, come back. Like, man, I was watching those scenes and I cried a lot too. And Taylor McNee, who voices Penny, is amazing and a fantastic actor. Please send her all the kudos. But like, man, talking about like humanizing that character, pun intended.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
I remember when she died the first time. Everyone was like, it's okay, she comes back. I'm like, all right, cool, great, but we're gonna kill her again. What?
I went into the writer's room and I went, you took her away from me.
There's so much heartbreak in that character because you get so excited when she comes back. You're like, yay! And then she's ripped away once more. Brutal.
Really not nice to redheads in the show.
No, yeah.
Please protect Nora.
Chickers don't survive.
Nora Protection Club starting now.
Oh wait, she got like lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
Oh yeah.
Lightning bolt. What year is it?
I love it.
She's got
You can interrupt us.
No, please carry on. This is very riveting. No.
Well, I got since you're going to a beach or the form of a beach this volume, I've got to ask, what would you say is every member of Team RWBY's idea for a perfect beach day?
I feel like
Our character's perfect beach day?
yeah, right? Okay.
I know exactly what I want to see. Volleyball montage.
I'm glad you said
Yeah!
Yep. Weiss would pretend like she doesn't want to play it, but she does want to win.
I feel like Weiss would be like under an umbrella with like the sunscreen on her nose.
Elle Woodsing it, yeah.
That's exactly what I was about to say. She'd just be sitting there like watching everyone being like,
I can't get burned.
Yeah.
I must protect my skin.
Until it gets competitive, and then she's ready to throw down. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, Blake's definitely just reading a book, sunbathing.
Yeah. You're like the Daria in the group, the ball lanes here. You're like, Blake! You're like,
you're like next
Get
to
to
Weiss
it.
just on the top sunbathing. I don't like the water. I'm part cat.
I feel like she would be sunbathing.
Yeah.
I feel like Yang would like be nonstop doing activities like volleyball and then surfing and then like constantly wanting to do stuff and never like sitting still.
I can totally see that, like grabbing things and just suddenly like pumping on air, like, all right guys, are you ready to go do this?
Ruby building a sandcastle.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a massive sandcastle with like
Yeah.
a moat and everything.
Yes, one that's like life size that you can walk into.
Ruby would, I think she would be the one to like bury herself in the sand and make like a mermaid tail.
And not be able to get up.
All right, guys, you can dig me out now.
Then you see Zwei coming in.
Yeah!
I need to make this happen.
oh, it's a good episode. Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah, thank you for helping us write this episode.
My Gmail is no.
I have a question for Miss Miranda.
Hello.
Hi there. Just want to say thank you so much for coming over today as well. It's amazing to meet you all. My question is, so when you were going on about nerdy subjects earlier and how it's being normalised now, would you say that inspired you all to become voice actors, or is a big part of why you wanted to become voice actors?
For me, for sure, yeah. I grew up like 15 minutes away from Funimation, which I know is like partnered with Crunchyroll, but it's in the Dallas area in Texas. So I always thought it'd be cool to get involved with that. I had no idea how. I would just go to conventions and meet voice actors, and I still fangirl over like crazy. So yeah, absolutely. Like the idea, especially at conventions, that you can come and at the time that I was coming to conventions, it was like that's where all the nerds would hang out, like all the people who were like, kind of picked on and like treated like crappily would be welcomed at conventions, and you could find like found family, I guess. So yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's also just kind of propelled into this career path, and talk about found family. Quite literally, we've described ourselves as like a sisterly
Not friends,
dynamic.
family.
Exactly. So yeah.
Literally a Weiss line. If you already know. But also real. True. Yeah.
Definitely agree. I think, like for me, I grew up with two brothers, and we would always just like watch cartoons and make weird sound effects while we were playing with like toys and stuff like that. And I always like to emulate other characters' voices when I was watching cartoons as a kid. And so I think it definitely like played into the desire to be a voice actor. I never thought it was never something I was pursuing. We all kind of fell into it with Monty at Rooster Teeth, so we're very fortunate for that circumstance. But yeah, it's definitely something I was always interested in, for sure.
I mean, I was always the theater kid. I've been in like plays and stuff since I was itty bitty, and I was the one who was doing random voices and accents and stuff, and it seemed like a completely useless skill to have, because I mean, whenever you listen to the radio or you watch cartoons, you don't particularly think about the person behind the voice, because if it's well done, then it's that character. There's no person behind the voice, it's just the character. It's just the ad. So I knew that I always wanted to act. That's just something that I've always wanted to do. I don't have, like, that's just where my passion lies. But I didn't really consider voice acting as a viable thing, because I didn't even consider it as a job. It just doesn't click as a career choice. So, I mean, I was the nerdy kid who was in theater, and it just happened to transform into something. Yeah.
Thank you.
My foot's starting to fall asleep.
It's on Easter.
Wake up! Shoes, you go right on, wake up.
Those are the lyrics.
And we have a question in the middle.
It's going well.
So, obviously we've seen quite a few crossovers, like I say recently, for quite a few last years of Smite, Paladins, obviously Look and Justice League movie as well. But personally, if you had any IP you could cross over with, I kind of guess Aaron's answer to this, what IP would you want RWBY to cross over with?
Harry Potter. Before anybody else could. Anybody want to take my answer?
Son of a nutcracker.
Fortnite. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Fortnite. Boo! Retweet it, you cowards.
But also Harry Potter.
I don't know if it would be a crossover or just like featuring the characters in the game, but I would love to see the RWBY characters in Smash Brothers.
Yay!
The coolest thing ever. Also, to complete the complete opposite of Justice League, which is obviously like a DC property, I would love to see like a Disney RWBY thing. Like, I'd love to see Disney princesses, but it's the RWBY characters. So cool.
Elsa versus Weiss.
Yes!
That's awesome. What's funny, you talk about just like a fighting game in general, Multiverses just came out, and that's a lot of like a Cartoon Network or HBO Max properties, which, you know, are kind of just a little Papa Warner. If you want to put RWBY in there, feel free. Dear Papa Warner, hi. Anywho, we joke, like that'd be really cool, but it is a potential for us to have that crossover, and I think that's like the coolest thing in the world. I mean, LeBron James is in there, come on, because come on, anyone can be in there.
RWBY is canonically in The Matrix.
It's true, actually.
And also in Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the newest, if you guys didn't catch it, the newest Matrix film
has Blake.
Neo has like a Blake statue in the background of his office.
He's a simp.
They basically, it's owned by Warner Media, so like they probably have props to
Keanu Reeves doesn't want to love me? Are you saying this wasn't his choice?
I don't know.
Oh, he went in
picked out the
and
Blake statue.
going to say yes. He was in charge of of all the props and set dressing and approved everything.
He went into the Warner Brothers closet and was like, that one.
Her. The email specifically requested it is what he did.
We joke, but I mean, in all seriousness, you talk about Dr. Sleep. The main actor from Dr. Sleep is actually a RWBY fan. Yeah, which I heard later that's part of the reason why there was some RWBY IPs in the movie. And you can see she has an Emerald figurine. She's got the RWBY Volume 1 poster on her wall as like ghosts are attacking her, which is so cool. You know, sorry about the ghost, but that's so cool.
So apparently in the book, the little girl, she really likes Daenerys Targaryen. But because Warner Brothers had the access to the IP for RWBY, and the actress was actually a fan, and Emerald's powers are pretty similar to hers, they decided to use that instead of Daenerys.
That's the coolest thing.
Is it Daenerys or Daenerys?
Daenerys.
Daenerys. Okay.
Targaryen.
Targaryen.
Well, we think we know someone's victory pose in Fortnite then, or victory sound. Oh.
Yeah, it would just be a burp.
Releaser of gas. Yes.
Multiple types of gas.
So we have a question from the person here in the top.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, I'd just like to say RWBY means a lot to me and a lot of people, so thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My question is, if Team RWBY could use the staff of creation for their personal use, what is the one thing each of them would want to do with it?
The what? The staff of
Staff
creation.
creation.
Wait, who?
The relics.
Yeah, I know. Which one?
I feel like Yang would mess it up and like ask for a cheeseburger.
I'd be like, dang it. I thought we were on the same wavelength. I was like, cookies.
His requires more brain power than I have access to right now.
You was like, I was thinking, I mean, in my brain, I don't know, I feel like part of me wants to say, well, I should get like a pageant answer and be like, world peace.
But then secretly use it for her own good.
Right,
Yeah.
or she would be like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I mean, can you like remake everything that fell?
He's bringing back Beacon.
I mean, yeah, if it's not a creation, you can recreate, I'd make everything better again.
Wait,
Nothing ever happened.
hold on. Question. Glinda, in the first or second season or something, doesn't she rebuild the school after?
She's trying to.
But no, she like fixes whatever Crow and Winter mess up, right? So why isn't she not fixing Beacon then?
I think
Her
it's
power can only do so.
Her power can only do so much. She can only fix like
Yeah.
the food fight tables and crap.
Hire a single contractor for a whole building?
City, yeah.
One woman.
But that was a very good.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We have a question here on the side.
Hello.
Hello. This is going to be more of a yourself type of question, but okay, I'll come up with this later. So, if you talk to your past selves from 10 years ago and told them the achievements you got from now, would they believe you?
Wait, what was the?
If we told ourselves 10 years ago all the achievements we've had since then, would they believe us?
Yes.
Why not?
I think I'd believe myself.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believe it, but I'd be so nervous about it,
Because
and
now you know.
yeah, that I would I think I would mess it up, and I would just have like an anxiety attack. For real, I don't think I could be like, what? So that's gonna wait, what? Oh no, I don't know if I could handle all of that. But like doing it, kind of progressing slowly, and like with everybody, it was. I don't know, easier, more, it's fun. It's obviously a great time, but none of us expected it to be what it is today. It's amazing.
I never would have imagined the process, but I do think because acting is something that I've always wanted to do, I would believe that I'd be able to do it. Okay. Does that sound douchey?
No. No, I would not have believed myself because back then it was just like this was not anywhere near my realm of possibilities. And so just the fact that we've gotten to be in this show that's taken off the way it has and being picked up in Japan and other countries and has just like become this really amazing thing and it's developed this like fan base worldwide. It's just like couldn't even wrap my head around that 10 years ago. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And now I'm burping in front of a live audience. Make your dreams a reality, kids.
They paid for this. They paid to be.
I'm so sorry.
Lindsay, would you thought?
Those are wonderful sentimental answers, and I'm giving you an honest answer. I just won't be that sentimental because I'm the kind of person who my life is just a lot of anxiety, especially social anxiety. So I feel like if future me appeared and was like, yo, past self, what's up? Past me would just run away into a bathroom and hide and be like, there's a scary person out there who looks like me who's trying to talk to me and I don't know what to do. I'm in security now? Thank you. So it'd be a very comical mishap of me misinterpreting future self.
You wouldn't even get the opportunity
Not at all.
to tell yourself.
No.
Could you also be like, I have 2 kids? What?
Right? I married who?
How was good.
Thanks. You actually.
I caught you. I caught you.
We've got a question here.
Hello.
Hi there. It's a great pleasure to have you all here.
Thank you.
Very surprised. But just out of odd sense of curiosity, what would you say your favorite Ruby Chibi moments were? As in your preferred clips?
I like when Blake goes to the bed. Saucy little minx.
I like the episode when everyone's in where's Y's head of like, what are they thinking, blah blah, and then he goes up to Y's and Y's is like, I'm best girl.
Yeah.
I'm
the gang, let's fight!
Crow runs into the window.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
I obviously like the Yang and Tai Yang pun off.
Yeah!
Dad jokes. I thought that one was really fun. I also like when Yang buys Blake a tea set and she just plays with the box.
Yes.
I love it.
It was so cute.
Ruby Chibi's awesome because it's just going back to like manic Ruby, so stuff like filth is great. That was really fun to just yell at Aaron. But on the flip side, I like seeing our characters like not only like back in Volume 1 energy, but especially with Chibi, it's a little bit different. So like you mentioned some of the challenges you have with Blake of like making her more animated and being charismatic. Exactly. And I love the episode where you're at the book signing, waiting to get your book signed, because it's just like a bit of Blake we've never seen before. And even Ruby comments on that. And then also the episode where we did a reenactment of Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh yeah.
And you were the wolf, and you were just so done with everyone.
There's an actual dog. You could have used swine.
It's true. He wants to still. Come on.
And I'm supposed to sit still. Yeah. Thank you.
I've got time for a question here. So all my friends I've come here with are super into RWBY, but I don't know too much about it. So what would you say to someone that that doesn't know too much about RWBY to get them into it?
We haven't heard this question in maybe a few years.
Lindsay does an amazing job of.
I just say Harry Potter meets Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Stole my answer.
Magical girl wizards fight for supremacy over amazing evil lady that I kind of think is really cool, and I want to be your friend.
We all have weapons, and every weapon is also a gun.
And we'll take down giant mechs. Don't ask us how.
And also giant dragons.
Yeah, don't ask us how.
Here's what you do. You pull up Volume 1. You watch Episode 8, alright? Trust me, great fight. Once you watch that, you're good. Like, you will be in it, you'll be hooked.
That's true.
And if you're not, I will find you.
It's the Raven.
Oh, that's the cool one. That's right. You know what's great about RWBY, if you haven't started it? The first season's like an hour.
It's true.
It's also very easy to binge.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the first 2 seasons, like the first season, we had like a crew of like, no kidding, like 7 people working on it. So you have we always say you have to just watch 1 and 2 for the story.
Power through.
Because then that's when it was like, oh, people like the show, we'll give the show more money to work on it for production. And so then it actually got, production value and everything, so.
A great homage and a good feel also for the show is before you even watch any episodes is watch the trailers for the show. And that is all almost entirely animated by Monty Ohm himself, who, since has passed. But I feel like he would love to see how much positive reception and just love has been given to the show and its production. So yeah, in his memory, please watch that.
Or all right. Season 1 and 2 are the best.
Hey, we've got time for just a couple of questions. So we're going to start off with this person here.
Hey! Hello. I want to say something wholesome, but I don't think I have anything to say that hasn't already been said, to be honest. So, out of all the songs that have come out with the RWBY volumes, which one do you think would be your own personal favourites?
I like Red Like Roses just because it's the very first song that I heard for RWBY. It just brings us back to like day 1 and shows us how far we've come. I still get goosebumps for that song.
I like Red Like Roses Part 2. because that just hits so close to home, and it's so crazy every time we listen to it. We all, get goosebumps and tear up a little bit, and it's really just crazy, but it's so. All of the songs, especially the first two soundtracks, I really liked a lot. And I remember hearing them when Monty was giving Jeff notes on it and how to do it and how really into it and just passionate he was. And so I just really appreciate everything that went into those. So I'm really those two albums or soundtracks hold a close place.
Yeah, I'm definitely a partial to Red Like Roses Part 2 because that's usually the song that I listen to prior to recording, especially now because Ruby's been dealing with some heavy stuff. But extra now, as a parent, listening to it and really taking in the lyrics in that song, they go pretty hard. But yeah, it's really cool. Shout out to Casey Williams and her amazing vocals.
I do not sing as wise, spoiler alert. I'm so sorry, you guys. I know you thought of mine, mirror, mirror. Yeah, not that great. So. Casey Lee Williams was so good.
I'm definitely obviously partial to Yang's songs. I Burn, Gold, Armed and Ready, all of those are fantastic. I think one of my favorites though is Cold, just because it really means a lot to us. And I can't listen to it without crying, but it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
I finally listened to Bumblebee. People have been asking me for years if I like Bumblebee. I'm like, I've never heard it. But now I know it.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And our final question is from this person here.
Thank you, good welcome, man.
Hello.
Hi. If you had a chance to colour on your outfit's characters, what colour would it be?
Sorry, that was a great last question. I love that. Another color?
Yeah.
All colour, instead of your own. You get colour or any colour.
If we can pick a color, it's instead of what we have, right, Dad? Or
a different color scheme, essentially.
Yeah.
Blue.
Some of these in
Pink.
Let's keep it.
Wait, chartreuse and mint.
Full circle here. Look at that. Great job.
I love that. I've seen just fan art in the fan base of different stuff. Rose gold would be cool because I'm partial to that. When we had the Blaze Blue cross tag battle promotion, there's an option to change Ruby's skin to fully blue. So we have Ruby versus Blueby for a while. So I think that's my favorite.
I think a purple color scheme could be pretty cool. I know Yang has a little bit of purple hints on some of her outfits here and there, but I think a full purple would match her eyes. I think that'd be kind of cool looking. Or cool, yeah.
Or if her you could change based on your eyes. When you get angry and you're red, your outfit changes to red.
Ooh, it's like that scene in Incredibles. Oh, I was gonna say that scene in Sleeping Beauty where they're make it blue, make it pink, make it blue.
This is Yang if she was raised by Klein.
It's very true.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a massive round of applause and a huge thank you.
If you have a question you can ask, please come see us.
Yes, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, keep a round of applause going. If you haven't had the opportunity to do that, that will still be the time that you can do it. But that's it for all of our panels for the day. But coming up later on, we will be, in a very...
So that was the RWBY panel. Yay!